I have 4 items I want to visit with you about this evening. The first of those is a description and a review of the art pieces that we will have in place for the Public Safety Center project. The Visual Arts Commission has recommended 3 pieces of public art for this new facility. This is the first one of those 3. This is a bronze sculpture that is titled Edmond Policeman and Child on a Bench by Gary Alsam. The price of this piece is $79,250. The second piece is also a bronze sculpture, or will be, entitled Sherlock Holmes by Jane Dedeker, and the cost of this piece is $51,250. And the third actually involves 2 10 by 16 paintings by Dennis Johnson, and the cost of those is $26,000. And the total cost for these pieces is $156,500. All of that expenditure will come from the Public Safety Center sales tax that was approved by the voters for this project. Of course, as you know, the Art in Public Places Ordinance provides for up to 1% of the cost of construction to be used for public art for all new city facilities that are over $250,000. It's my understanding that the council's intent is that the expenditures for art with the Public Safety Center would end up being well below that 1% limit. And it is at this point. The original construction contract, just as a comparison with Timberlake Construction for the entire project, was $27.5 million without change orders, and of course using that as a 1% barometer, that would involve a $275,000 limit for public art. So the art expenditures are well below that threshold. While the exact location of these pieces have not been determined, the first bronze sculpture that we showed you will be located somewhere outside the main entryway, and the remaining pieces will be located somewhere in the interior lobby. So that gives you an idea where we are with that. The second project that I want to talk to you about is the Citizen Satisfaction Survey that we'll be doing here sometime in the next several months. As you're aware, for several years we've been periodically surveying members of our community to get feedback on the city services that we provide. And that feedback not only provides city council and staff on areas where we're meeting or exceeding expectations, but also areas where we're not meeting expectations. The last time we did a citizen survey was 3 years ago in 2011. We've decided to return to a mail format this time instead of the phone survey that we used the last time, primarily because the mail format provides us with more thorough information, and we think that's very helpful. Some 3,000 households will receive the survey, and of course the more people that complete that, then the better the feedback that we have. We did send out a request for proposals on the survey, and there is a companion item on tonight's agenda that will formally identify our recommendation, which is really to contract with the National Resource Center out of Boulder, Colorado to do the survey. You might recall we used this firm in the past as well, and we think one of the advantages of this firm is that it allows us to compare Edmond with cities of similar demographics, and we think that's really critical for our community. So every so many years we definitely want to hear what people have to say about our services, and we're about to do that again sometime this fall. The third item is the Barnett Field Splash Pad. We've recently had several unanticipated issues with this project that have delayed when we wanted to open it. We were originally looking at the end of August. Now we're looking at near the end of this month in September. And in order for that to be accomplished, we still have several pieces that need to fall into place, including the installation of the lights and splash pad features, landscaping, and some finished grading as well. Of course, this is the first splash pad in Edmond, so we want to get that open as soon as we can. And our plan at this point is to still open the pad for about a month this fall, basically through the fall break for the Edmond Public Schools, which ends, I believe, October 19th. Of course, that's if the weather cooperates, but if it does, we'd like to have that month. It will give us some initial time to work out any problems that we might have with the facility before we open for a full season next May. The total cost of the project is about $430,000, and that amount comes from the park tax fund. Excuse me. And then the fourth area I want to visit with you about is an update on our sales tax. We received our third monthly reimbursement check from the state today, as a matter of fact. And again, it is about 6% above where we were at this time last year. So we're maintaining that same area. Basically now we're 3 months into our current fiscal year. We're still basically 6% above where we were last year. Our numbers remain very, very healthy, and we feel very, very fortunate that those numbers continue to trend in that positive direction. So with that, Mayor, that concludes my progress report, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have.